We're going to start down on the reformer. Make sure that your reformer spring, the yellow one, is on, your shoulder rests are down, and your straps are secure. Let's lay down together. We're going to start with just working on pelvic placement, just to get a little warm up and give some time to connect our bodies together. So with hands at the side, bring your shoulder blades together. Bring the belly button into the spine and gently rock and roll the pelvis. So you're really thinking about arching and rounding. Somewhere between a full arch and a full round is what we call neutral spine. You want to be able to feel this movement pattern to really open up those hips and start to warm up and engage the glutes. So squeeze from the bottom side of the body. Squeeze in and out. As we start with this basic just body awareness exercise, start to work on your breathing. Exhale as you draw the belly in. Inhale as you release the spine. Now that breathing pattern is very important that we're exhaling anytime we're putting pressure into the abdominals. But if you get confused, just remember, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Now let's pelvic tilt, and let's start with just a little spine peel up. You're going to find a comfortable space between how far the carriage is from the table. And we don't want to just lift up the body, but we want to sequence the spine by tilting the pelvis, pressing into the low back through the rib cage, and lifting. Again, inhale on the way up. Exhale, contract those abdominals and roll down into the bed. What you should be feeling on this is the back of the thighs. Those nice hamstrings turning on. You can go as slow as possible. In Pilates, we like to work a little slower, which makes things a lot more challenging. And let's do about another 15 seconds here. You're at your own pace, lifting up, rolling down, starting to feel that engagement behind the thighs. 2 more. And last one. Let's go ahead and stretch out those legs and take our feet down to the platform. Feet are wide, toes are pointing face straight forward. Let's start again with just a little bit of that arch and rounding or pelvic movement, rolling out the low back. Really start to get to know your body. Feel the strength of those abdominals when you exhale and squeeze from the bottom to pull that pelvis up. We spend so much time with the spine stacked, leaning forward, that to really open up this low back and hip flexors is very good for the body. And let's go into our roll up, lifting up and rolling down. Curl, lift up. Now we're here for a minute, so you have your time cut out for you, meaning that the slower that I go and peel up the spine like I'm peeling tape off the floor is going to give me a little more challenge. If you want to take the bed out a little further, that's going to give you a little more tension. But each time come into that neutral spine where you rock through the pelvis gently to that slight arch and rolling back up. There you go. The whole time I'm relaxing through the shoulders, just feeling sort of that heat start to build up in that lower body. About another 30 seconds. Try and keep the feet relaxed, toes pointing forward. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. And one more. Nice. Stretch out those hamstrings. Let's take it back up into the bar, taking this a little higher up. Still, feet are hip distance apart, hands at your side, bring the shoulder blades together. Pull in through the belly, lift up, and let's just take some extension and curls. We're here for about 30 seconds or about 10 to 15. I want to keep those hips lifted as much as I can. Really generating that heat in the lower body. Keeping that belly pulled in tight. That's it. Nice and long. Full range of motion. Let's try one more. And roll it down. Whew. Feeling those hamstrings warm up. Feet now shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. Let's do that same movement pattern, rolling it up with the feet low. You'll feel different parts of the hamstrings and glutes on this. Maybe you're going to feel a little more in the calf. Try and keep the heels as the base, and if you can, grip those toes down. Hips are lifted, rib cage is low. We want to keep this down so we're not arching through the belly. Let's get about another 6 more in. Focusing in on your body. Close your eyes and feel the movement. There you go. Try one more together. And roll it down. Now, as you release those legs and bring those feet up to the spine, I'm going to ask you to grab your shoulder straps here. Ooh, flex and point those legs. You'll see there's 2 loops. We're going to go into the short handles, make sure they're even, take time for adjustment. And we're going to start on a quintessential Pilates move called the hundreds. Let's lower those feet into tabletop. Knee is over the hip, heels and toes are parallel to the ground. Curl up gently to engage the core and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, pull in through the belly, lift it up. Exhale, pull the belly down and into the spine. Another option for the hundreds is to extend the legs on the exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're feeling any tension in the neck and shoulders, just put the head down. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway there. Starting to turn on that core. Get it warmed up. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the feet a little bit on the high side. Try not to lower them so that your back arches off the pad. 3 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Tuck the knees in and let's just try some bicycles. Simple bicycle. Extending the leg, hands still pushing in through the straps. Nice. Last 5 seconds. 3. And tuck those knees in. Nice warm up there. Let's go ahead and release those handles onto the shoulder rests. Continue with that lower body burn. We're going to peel all the way up, extend out, follow our warm up, come back in, and peel down. Go ahead and lift, extend, and lower. If you crash the cart, don't worry about it. Just try and find that control, find that body awareness. How about one more? And down. Feet on the low platform. You can take a little stretch of those legs before we begin the second set. Hands at the side, shoulder blades together, feet pointing forward. Roll up, out and in, up and down. Focus on that breathing pattern. Draw in the belly as you roll down. That's it, 5 more. Three, 2, and 1. Again, pick up those shoulder rest handles, hands in the short straps. Let's extend those legs upward to a nice little stretch. Curling up, starting with the hundreds, legs in tabletop. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have the option of just taking a nice smooth breath or using a staccato breath. Whatever feels more comfortable to you. Just think inhale, expand, exhale, extend. Nearing our 100. Last one. And back into our bicycles for 30 seconds. Halfway there. Keep pressing the low back into the bed. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice work. All right, reattaching those shoulders would be great. Bring your feet to the side, and we're gonna go to a stand-up. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. We're still gonna stay at that yellow spring. We're gonna start with one foot at the floor at the front of the bar. The other foot's gonna go into the middle of the carriage and hold on to the bar, extending into a nice long lunge. So just find your balance here for a moment, pull in those abs. 3 things to think about. 1, toe forward. 2, knee facing down, so this hip isn't rotating out. And 3, the heel needs to be up. So try not to get in the position of turning out through the lower foot. Bring the carriage in, we're still only on yellow, extend out. Now let's try and find that level 2, hands come up to hips, otherwise keep hands on the bar. Slowly bring in for 4. Exhale for 4. That's it. I'm starting to feel that balance now, right? We just worked those hamstrings. Now we're stabilizing, working through the glute on the base leg, working through our core to keep the body upright, and thinking about those 3 key points. Toe forward, knee down, heel straight up. Again, if you need to, you can hold on to that bar. Just move really slowly. Hey Char, can you move my timer onto that box? Because I can't time anything, because I can't see it. No, I'll cut that out in a second. And now let's hold that long lunge as far as you can down, staying with our 3 points. We're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds, which sometimes feels like a long time, but we're really calling upon those muscles to stabilize and work hard. And that's where the shake comes in. That's where the burn comes in. That's where we melt off those extra layers. Keep going, 10 more seconds. Breathe through it. And almost hands to the bar. Let's bring it in and out for 20, pushing back. This is almost like the active rest period here. Although it's still challenging, you can do this. Push through it. You can always put the weight into the bar. You want to make this more challenging, come up tall. 10 more. Hello, Mr. Plant. 4, 3, 2, it's coming up again. You can do this. Get into that nice long lunge. We've got a 30-second hold, calling upon those muscles. Lift up, hold it. Whew. Breathe it out. How low can you go? Can you get this thigh parallel to the floor? Press down into it. 15 more seconds. You're gonna start to see me shake now. It's not the video, it's really my body shaking. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. All right, let's do a little recovery work here. Stepping onto the platform and other foot on the carriage. We'll start right at the edge of the black. Let's just move out and in, opening up through that side angle, stabilizing glutes and inner thighs. Your glute muscles help stabilize the pelvis. The big glute muscle on the back is your power muscle. But these ones that are on the side, minimus and medius, they're the ones that keep your back from twisting. They stabilize the pelvis as we go through walking or running. Just use that through, open the arms to the side. As we go through this little bit of recovery. But don't worry, we'll build into it. We'll get you going. And one more. From here, keep the carriage closed, bend down into those knees, and let's go into 15 squats. Weight into the heels. What I'm working on here is keeping my feet together. Calling on those inner thighs, calling on those quads, and just a little bit of glute at the end. Ten more seconds. And rest. Take that foot 4 to 6 inches out from the center edge of the black carriage. Let's go back into our straddles. Immediately you're going to feel a little more engagement on that inner thigh. But just keep the chest up. You want to think about the tailbone dropping down as opposed to hinging from the hips and sticking your butt out. If the arms become too much, just place them at your sides. Really feeling that inner thigh kick in. And you know what's gonna come. We're gonna go for the burn in about 5 seconds. Whew, hold it out there. Now try not to lock the knees. Let's soften those a little bit. We're here for a nice 30-second hold. If you feel like you need a fidget through the upper body and just give me some waist rotations where the rib cage slides around, engaging those internal, external obliques. Try not to let the knees collapse, holding in tight. 10 more seconds. And just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it in. You still have those feet a little bit wide. Take your foot to the edge of the carriage. Let's go for those squats. Now the squats are just a nice breather, right? After you felt the burn, this is the fun part. Squeeze that carriage together, don't let it open. 5 more. And 5. Whew, all right. Hope you're feeling that burn. We're going to do that on the other side. So we're going to start on the other side of the carriage. Go ahead and bring your feet up to the front. Let's take that into a nice long lunge. Remember that foot's in front, almost in that little hole. Get that stretch coming out, holding here. Find that balance point, 3 points, toe forward, knee down, heel up. Let's try that slow, bringing it in and out for 1 full minute. So there's a lot of thoughts going on, right? Focus on the balance, focus on the breathing. Breathing deep into the belly, not just into the chest. That'll help you. Remember, you have the option of holding onto the bar down here, 1 hand or 2 hands, whichever feels more comfortable. We're halfway through. Nice. Whew, I'm feeling the sweat coming down my forehead. 15 seconds, just what I was looking for. Right, you want to feel the workout. Sometimes you feel it the next day and the next day. All right, getting down into that lunge, trying to hold it without holding on for a quick 30 seconds. That nice shake going on. Check your alignment, front toe pointing forward, knee down, heel up. Reach all the way through that foot, really lift the heel high. Can you go any deeper for the last 10 seconds? Three, 2, and here's the recovery. Nice leg push for 20. Again, you have your hands on the bar, or you can come up high. You know where you're at in this strength game, so challenge yourself. Don't do what I'm doing necessarily. Do what's good for your body. Do what's challenging for you. 10 seconds. Woo! You know it's coming. The burn is on its way. 5, 4, and 1 more hold for 30 seconds. Right there. You have the option of holding onto the bar. See where you can push yourself. 3-point check, toe, knee, heel. Belly pulls in. Or more than halfway. Last 10 seconds, go as deep as you can. Really challenge this glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Shake out those legs. All right, so we're going to do the back side now. We're going to end up working foot first on the platform, other foot's down onto the inside of the carriage, and we're doing that nice recovery straddle. Think about the posture. And it's a good 30 seconds on here. Starting to warm up that inner thigh. Now, it's the same movement, but because the base is different, which leg is stationary, you're gonna feel different things happening on those inner thighs. 10 more seconds. So just enjoy it. One more. And bringing it back in, squeezing through the inner thighs and squats. See if you can swing those hands up overhead as you press back into your heels. Squeeze the inner thighs, keep that bed together. Nice. Step in 4 to 6 inches onto the carriage. Let's go back into that straddles, 30 seconds. Option to move those arms. Really feel that inner thigh burning. Whew. Second set. Tailbones drop down, bellies pulled in, chest lifted. Big smile. 10 more seconds. Then we go for that hold. And hold it out there. I don't want to miss a second on this, so I'm really watching my timer. Option to add in those obliques. Feeling that shaking happening. Muscles are getting stronger. Soften those knees. 10 seconds. And hold it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and in. Whew. Step into the edge of the carriage. Let's finish out with those squats. I think we really got that lower body today, right? Squeeze it in. Picture that you have a ball between your knees. Squeeze it in. And 1. Stepping down. Whew. I felt that. Did you feel that? Shake out those legs. And we're going to take it down to the carriage. Placing in the blue and the yellow spring. We're going to go into a blue and yellow spring, and we're going to start facing the back of the carriage. Anytime we're facing the back of the carriage, let's be mindful that when I pull on the strap, my body weight is going to follow the momentum and be carried forward. So I like to start with my knees up against the shoulder rest on this, and flex the toes so you have really nice stability through that lower body. Let's start with just a little bit of tension in the handles. Long glute, chest open, just pull back and hold. Right, and release it. I want you to feel how you have to stay connected from the head down to the knees. And let's keep those hands moving behind the body. So I'm going to let my thumbs check the back of my thighs as I work through the tricep and the core. That's it. I've got some good treats in store for you, yes. Going to really work that upper body and core on this last part of the workout, which, guys, we're already halfway through. We're more than halfway through. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Let's go ahead and bring our knees down to a seated position, legs extended. Make sure that the neck rest is extended as well. You can fit your feet through there, scoot all the way to the edge. Then we're going to hold the straps evenly so you're not in a handle. So extend that body and extend the angle from the hips to the top of the head. Let's start with a little bit of rowing. Now, I hope you can see that I'm hinging from the hips, leaning back, working through this core. Elbows coming low, chest staying high and open, squeeze through the shoulder blades. There you go. 1 whole minute. Check out your shoulders. Are they dropped down away from your ears? Keep pressing them down. If you need to take a break on that core, just sit upright. You'll still get those arms. You'll still get some beautiful movement in here. Otherwise, leaning back. 1 full minute. Slow down your pulls. Try and have those thumbs up. So the palms are up. We're putting the shoulders in a great position, opening up the chest. Option to sit upright. Maybe then go back into that extended pose. Keep reaching. 10 seconds. And release. Nice work. Holding on to the straps or placing them on your shoulder wraps, go ahead and release the blue spring. So we just are back to level. Yellow, level. Level, yellow. Go ahead and take your hands, open the palms, cross the handles. Let's start working into the rear delts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. You'll notice now that my head is right over my hips. If you can't sit with your legs extended, just put a little bend in that knee. I want you on the sits bones with a nice straight line as if you were sitting up against a wall. Working through that back, those upper posture muscles, keeping the shoulders dropped down out of the ears. Yes. Using the back of the hands to press through. Got about another 15 seconds. Slow is good. You don't have to go to my count. Go as slow as you can. One more. Beautiful. All right. Going to extend those legs again. Remember, off the sits bones into the meaty part of the glute. Let's take those hands up. And then as we come forward, we're just going to bend over and lift behind. If your handles have become uneven, you can always reach onto the straps to make sure they're the same. Really important to keep that symmetry and balance. Lean back, reach, release, bend through, lift. Pull in that belly. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale. Feeling that strength, doing great. We warmed up the back of those arms with our opening move to the back of the carriage, and it really helps you feel stronger, right? You start to feel those muscles, you connect with them, think about what you're trying to feel, and you'll end up getting more out of it. That's the mind-body connection right there in a nutshell. Two more. We're just done. We're almost done with that minute. Let's sneak in one more. It's okay if we go a couple extra seconds. All right, let's take those hands again in the back of the wrists, thumbs up, open the hands. Knees can be bent. So for this one, you're gonna roll off the pelvis and just airplane right to left. I've got tension in the back of the hands, and it's a 30-second core movement. What's really great about all these holds in the core is the muscle endurance that you're building. And the core muscles are mostly slow twitch muscles, so they love this kind of work. They really get challenged by it. 15 more seconds. Five seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, let's go ahead and connect those shoulders. We want to still get into one more great lower body exercise before we go into our core. We're going to bring our knees up to that carriage, walk our hands down. So for this, reach out just as far as you can where it feels like you're getting a little stretch on the body. Then I want you to use the back of the arms to pull yourself forward and back. So from head to tailbone, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening at the hip joint. There's nothing happening from the knees to the glutes. Everything's happening from my arms, the back of those arms, triceps, my lats, playing team tag here, working on them. Of course, I've got to keep my belly tight and squeezing in, so you don't want to let that belly sag down. You want to keep that core nice and stable, a nice beautiful line from the head to the tailbone. And now let's walk those hands forward, bring your knees in, and let's reach for the end of the bar here, all the way into the pulleys. It's nice extended. And you can drop your hips as low as you like. This is my range of motion. And I'm going to work on pulling my head through and then slowly releasing. This is for the biceps and the lats. So we're not really focused on the core here. We're keeping those hips low. If we had the hips up high, which you're welcome to do, you could do a core plank here from the knees. But we're staying in this for almost 1 full minute. You may feel more comfortable by bringing your hand into the bottom of the carriage. That's also an option, pulling yourself in. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Whew. Decide which grip feels best for you. They're both challenging. I think you're gonna see it. Bead of sweat coming down from the forehead. 30 more seconds. Nice and slow. There you go, 10 seconds. Take a break if you need to, but we only have 5 seconds. And slowly walk it back. Feels so good. All right, let's turn our bodies around, and we're gonna put our hands at the bar and our hips behind us. Let's go ahead and just start with a nice stretch, lengthening the body. Push into the palms, lift up on the fingers, and you're gonna release those triceps and lats that you were just working, and biceps. Round up. And let's finish with some nice straddle stretches. All right, 1 spring on, still yellow. If you'd like, you can switch to blue if you feel like you need a little more control. But only 1 spring for this last exercise. Reaching for those shoulder straps. You're gonna go ahead and push into the bar to extend 1 foot into the long loop, and then the other foot into the long loop. You wanna make sure that they feel even. If not, just give it a little tug on your tackle there, and extend the legs up. Take just a moment to feel the weight of the legs, and again, make any adjustments to one if it needs to be a little longer than the other. Kind of feel rocking right to left, the change in the pelvis as you drop those feet side to side. And let's find that center, hands at your side. Start with the leg, one out to the side and back in. Take your hands across your belly, same leg, and I want you to use these muscles to stop the soup bowl or the pelvis from tilting to the side. So you have to kind of dig down deep. This is a deep muscle we're working on, a lot of concentration. You know, if I was in the studio with you, I'd be looking at your hip bones and saying, don't tilt them. Just go as far as you can to not spill the soup bowl. Maybe it's not soup, maybe it's a really good margarita. Don't spill the drink. Two more. This isn't just about the inner thigh. This is about stabilizing through the pelvic floor, using those muscles and your core. Let's try the other side. Again, only as far as I can go without having that tip. Let me show you what that tip looks like. It's that. See, my hip drops out. My butt cheek lifts up on the opposite side. And I want to keep tension in through the legs. There you go. Halfway there, another 9. How are you feeling? Really bringing that breath back into the body, feeling a little more recovery. And now let's try both at the same time. Less right now about the core muscles like we had before, more about the inner thigh. And let's only come in halfway. So we're not coming in any closer than our hands. If we had a big ball there, we would think about squeezing into that ball, an imaginary ball. Go as wide as you can. Try and keep at that same angle. In other words, don't drop them out down in front here. You only want to go as far as you can control the arch of the lower back, staying neutral or imprinted into the bed. And about another 10 seconds. And bring them together. Take it into a nice pike, and let's finish with some nice fluid leg circles, 8 to 10 each direction. If you need to, you can always take your hands underneath the hips so that you don't rock past the pelvis point of arching that lower back or losing your imprinted spine through the core. One to two more, depending on where you're at. And release, other direction, 8 to 10. Finish strong, full range of motion. But be aware of where that body is. It's all about where's the body in space, your kinesthetic sense or body awareness. And then let's tuck those knees into the chest and gently release the feet out of the shoulder straps. Take your toes on the bar, extend those legs straight. I know there's light tension, but just walk it out for 10 little prancing steps. And tuck those knees into the chest. Bring yourself all the way down. Give me a little circle with the knees to massage the lower back. Reverse that circle for 4. And extend, flex, and point those ankles. I like to tuck my toe under the bar to roll up what's left of those abdominals. And guess what? We're all done. Thank you so much for joining me for this 45-minute Everyone Pilates class at Heat 3.0.